Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let me introduce myself first. My name is Bintang Mahardika and I am a second year student in UIN Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta, majoring in English education. And today I'm going to retell the story of a novel titled Second Honeymoon, written by Joanna Trollope. So, this is a touching story, family-centered, that explores what happens when children grow up, leave home, and then come back again. So, the story focuses on Eddie Boyd and her husband Russell, who are in their 50s and has three grown-up children. At the beginning of the novel, their youngest son, Ben, has just moved out to live with his girlfriend. For Russell, this is a good news. He feels excited, like finally I can spend a quiet time with my wife again, like I did when I got married with my wife. So he hopes to reconnect to just be a couple again. After years being a full-time parent. But for Eddie, it's completely different. She feels a deep sadness. The house is too quiet. She misses the noise, the mess from the children, and most of all, of course, she misses her children. She starts feeling lost and even useless without them around. Then something big happens. Eddie gets offered a role in a stage play named Ilpsen Ghost, where she plays Mr. Alvin, a character who also struggles with motherhood and secrets. This opportunity brings back her old identity as an actress, something she had put aside for many years to raise her family. Taking this role becomes a big step for her to find herself again. And meanwhile, the kids' lives start to fall apart in their own ways. One by one, they return home. Ben broke up with her girlfriend Rosa, with his girlfriend, and then their daughter Rosa is dealing with job issues and confusion about life. And Matthew, the oldest son, is struggling in his marriage and also returns. Suddenly, the house that was once empty is now full again. But not everyone's happy about it. Russell, who was looking for peace and privacy, becomes frustrated. He even insists that the adult children pay rent if they are going to stay. But Eddie, on the other hand, is secretly happy. She loves being needed again. She even invites a young actor named Laszlo, her stage son in the play, to live with them temporarily. Laszlo becomes like a replacement son to her, and even starts falling in love with Rosa. At the same time, we see another side story about Eddie's sister Vivian, whose son have moved to Australia and whose cheating husband tries to come back into her life. Her story adds contrast and shows how different women deal with being alone after the kids are gone. And throughout the book, Joanna Trollope writes from different point of view. Like sometimes Eddie view, sometimes Russell view, and sometimes the kids view. She shows how each character is struggling with identity, independence, and family expectation. What I like is how real it all felt. Like no big drama, just real emotion and problems that many families face. And by the end of the story, things slowly begins to change. Each child starts to sort out their life. They find new direction and finally prepare to move out for good. And Eddie accepts that she doesn't need to be a full-time mother anymore. She realized she is allowed to focus on herself and her acting career. And Russell too comes to understand that love doesn't have to look like it did in the beginning. And together, Eddie and Russell decided to sell their big old house, a place filled with memories of childhood, argument, laughter, birthdays, and everyday life. The house itself almost feels like a character in the story, like it's been through everything with them, and now it's time to say goodbye. So they selling the house. It's not just about property. It's more like symbolic. Yeah? It means they are letting go of the parent version of themselves. They are choosing to step into a new role, not just as mom and dad, but as individuals, as partners, and as people with their own dreams. This is where the title Second Honeymoon makes perfect sense. So it's not about a romantic trip or vacation, it's about starting over as a couple. Now that their roles as full time parents are changing. And what I find really beautiful about this ending is that it's not loud or dramatic. There's no big plot twist, no one dies, and no one runs away. Like, it's quiet, it's gentle, it's real. It's about ordinary people doing their best to deal with love, family, aging, and change. And it reminds us that change doesn't always come in one big moment. Okay, in the end, all the children begin to stand on their own feet. Rosa finds love and purpose. Ben starts figuring out what he wants, and Matthew begins to rebuild. I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.